did the other doctor talk to you about maybe having to amputate the top of your, like the tip of your finger?
No. Now you got me fucked up. Amputate? I'm gonna need y'all to hype this video, like this video, comment on this video for my trauma of having to sit through this shit. Because excuse me, I beg your pardon. What up, everybody? I am the Mademoiselle, and this is my channel. Welcome to another video. As you guys can tell by the title, we're going to be doing another nail horror story time situation. Now, y'all already know. It's funny. I do a lot of the hair horror stories, and such, but the nail ones, they freak me out. They freak me out because, like, you can really have like the simplest want, the simplest desire, and it turns into this biggest thing simply because you go to the wrong nail tech or you go to the wrong nail shop. And it scares the hell out of me because, like, I don't want to say I bounce around to nail shops all the time, but I have had my fair share of nail shops that I've like went to over time because, like, usually, someone will leave or like a place will get shut down. I got to find somewhere else, or I move and I want to find something closer. So it's like, oh no, this one right here, like a lot of these stories right here, as well as what you guys clicked on this video for, terrifying. So before we get started, I want to hear your nail horror stories down below. Additionally, excuse my appearance, okay? I just took my hair down from that style that I had, and I had to moisturize and stuff like that. So if you see any wet spots or I look a little weird, I apologize, but I had to film. Additionally, if you guys are interested in taking any dance classes with me, every Tuesday, 8 o'clock in New Jersey, we will be doing dance classes via my nonprofit, LakayRo. Shout out to those of you guys who came to the classes last month because we did Konpa. It was so nice meeting some of you guys. And shout out to those of you guys who came out to Brooklyn for the event that I hosted. Like, I truly appreciate you guys so much. If you guys want to stay updated with the stuff that I do, especially in the tri-state area, because yes, I'm from the tri-state, I'm from Jersey. Please make sure you guys follow me on Instagram and or scan this lovely QR code right here on your screen. For those of you guys who are not aware, we do have a $1 Patreon trial right now. You have access for everything for 7 days, and then you can decide on if you want to stay or not. But literally, I have dedicated story times, life updates. Like, there's a lot on there. There's a lot of content on that Patreon. So go ahead, take advantage. Shout out to those of you guys who already did so and are enjoying your free trial. Now, let's get into this one.
Hey you guys, I wasn't gonna do this, but I had some friends and family actually talk me into doing this because this can kind of like help some people out, especially the girlies that love to go get their nails done and who often visit nail salons. So about a month ago, roughly, I went to a nail salon and I got my nails done. I was feeling pretty. I wanted to, get my nails done to set my outfit off and my day off. And I had just been really sick the week before, so I finally was feeling better, and I wanted to, go get my nails done. A couple days later, I started feeling like a little tingly in my right middle finger, obviously, and I didn't think anything of it. So like I just kind of brushed it off, like I thought it was something that'd just go away, like whatever. And by that Sunday, my finger had actually gotten extremely swollen, and it was really like painful, like really painful. And so for me, someone who don't like hospitals, I was like, I'm gonna wait it out and maybe hopefully it'll just go away. So after like 2 days, I was still very much in pain, like enough pain to cry. Like I couldn't move my finger was stuck, and I was like, okay, this has to be serious. Like, this is not anything minor. This is not going away. So I went to the emergency room. In the emergency room, they were like, they gave me some pain medicine, and they kind of was like, hey, you might have something called flexor tendon something. I don't know. These words are so big. And they wanted me to see a hand specialist, which they didn't have at that hospital, so I had to actually be transferred to another hospital. So at that other hospital, I wound up, getting seen by the physician, and, he was like, you know what? Actually the hand specialist, to be more specific. He was like, you know what? I'm going to keep you overnight and I'm going to put you on some antibiotics and see how you do tomorrow. So next day the doctor comes and, kind of evaluates at my finger, and he makes the conscious decision that, the antibiotic wasn't working, and that we have to, make an incision and actually drain the pus out, because it was very much fat, and like there was like a bubble in the front of my finger here, and he was like, we're gonna, make an incision and we're gonna drain it and clean it and so forth. After that procedure,
I'm sorry, excuse me, I beg your fucking pardon. I hope she sued. This is insanity. Like, what you mean? You gotta do an incision. First of all, I feel like one day is a little too soon to tell if antibiotics are working or not. Maybe a day and a half, 2 days. But I mean, hey, I'm not a medical professional, but they also tried to do the same shit to my father. And I had to push really hard for them to keep him on antibiotics. So who knows? But that's besides the point. This is crazy. Like, this is like insane. Imagine you're getting your nails done, and then now you gotta go through surgery and all of this. See, I have a filling appointment coming up, and this made me not want to do it.
They, kind of put me back on the antibiotic and, monitored me for another night. Next day come around, they come and look. I'm still very much in pain. It's still very much inflamed. Oh, that rhymes. But he was like, you know what? I don't like how this look. I'm taking you to surgery. You're going to the OR. Now, I had never, ever in my life been in surgery. I had never in my life been put to sleep, so I was nervous. When I got to the OR room, like the surgery room, they were like, you are nervous. My heartbeat got up to like 150. I was like, oh my gosh, like, I hope I wake up. I don't like this. I don't like being put to sleep without me being sleepy. But yeah, so they actually did the surgery, and they wound up removing my nail. They wound up making multiple incisions on the back of my middle finger. So the infection was like in my nail, but I guess so much time had passed, it actually had traveled down my finger. So they made an incision. This it looks bad, so I'm not gonna show you this, but they made an incision like right here and like right here, and they kind of flushed it, cleaned it out, whatever, and and that was it. I think one of the most traumatic parts of that surgery was that they actually did not stitch my my incisions. They actually left my incisions open and had to pack them with like some type of gauze or packing strips that they use to actually keep my wounds open, so that if there was still infection that they had missed by any chance, that it could come out through the packing strips, and the wound being open, it'll just come out. And that had to be changed multiple times a day. So they were taking it out my wound. I'm freshly out of surgery. They're taking my packings out, putting new ones in, and I'm very much in pain. So, fast forward, they let me go home on antibiotics. I had a post-op appointment that following week, which I went to, and then the doctor, he evaluated my finger some more, and he was like, I'm admitting you again.
Yo, this is absolutely crazy. I would fucking lose my mind. I would lose my shit. No, oh my God. I feel so bad for her. I really hope she sued that nail shop or whoever gave her this infection.
So after they admitted me for the second time, they was afraid that there might have still been some infection in there, and this time it was very aggressive. It was very angry that we were trying to get rid of it, so it got worse. They wound up doing another procedure, which they made more incisions in my finger. They flushed it out. They cut a lot of like dead skin off from the first procedure. I had a lot of dead skin, and they cut it. It just looked crazy. Maybe I'll attach some pictures, but basically, the doctor, after he did all that, I'm like, all right, like, patch me up so I can go. And he looks at me and he's like, did the did the other doctor talk to you about me, maybe having to amputate the top of your, like the tip of your finger?
No. Now you got me fucked up. Amputate? Amputate. Amputate? Shit making my hands hurt.
Amputate? Like, what? So I'm completely taken back by this. I instantly started crying because I look a mess right now, but I'm a woman that is about my looks. Like, I love to feel confident and pretty, and I like to get my nails and I like to get my hair done. And when he told me that, my confidence instantly was shot, like instantly. And then I was just in a lot of pain as well, like mentally going through this. Like I was very stressed out even with the first procedure. So for him to come and tell me that the top of my finger might have to be amputated, that was like kind of like the deal breaker for me. Fast forward, so they kept me in the hospital to monitor me for a few days to make sure that this aggressive bacteria infection basically just did not, it didn't spiral. Like, because honestly, I could have lost my hand, it could have spread, I could have lost my arm. So I was really grateful for that. So they wound up sending me home, and here I am now telling my story. I have to do physical therapy. The top of my finger, the infection completely ate the tissue at the top of my finger. So there's no skin, there's no nail. Right now I have something called dry gangrene, which could be deadly or dangerous if it's wet per se. Like, so I have to keep it dry. I do it twice a day. I use some Betadine to keep it dry so that it doesn't spread, or it's pretty much contained. And basically the top of my finger had to be amputated, but the doctor's like, hey, we can save most of your finger if if everything keeps going how it's going. And the body basically, it's something called auto amputation, where the body will sort of separate the dead part, and I could save most of my finger that way. Whereas if I got sick again, if the infection came back, they would have to surgically amputate the tip of, well, he said he would have to take more. So I'm like, all right, let's go the auto amputation part, because I don't want to lose most of my, I want to save as much of my finger as possible. So now I'm still on antibiotics. So tomorrow, I've been on antibiotics for the last 3 weeks, but I'm still on antibiotics. Tomorrow's the last day. So after that, I'll just monitor my finger, make sure it's not getting worse. And we're aiming for the auto amputation, for kind of let my body do its thing, unless things turn for the worse. I am in fact seeking legal actions, because this is complete negligence on the nail salon's part, and it's costing me a part of my finger at this point, and it's very devastating. I'm stressed out. I have children. I'm unable to do dishes. I can't really use my right hand. Granted, my other fingers work, but it's just, I can't pick anything up. I can't really do nothing with it, because it'll all put that pressure and that pain on my finger, and I have to do physical therapy 2 to 3 times a week. So
this is literally one of the craziest stories I think I've ever heard about any nail situation. This is wild. Can you imagine getting your nails done and you come out with a fungus or some sort of infection that causes you to get an amputation? Honestly, I couldn't imagine. And I really hope she wins this lawsuit. This video was actually posted January of this year, 2026. And I don't know. I think I want to follow her to see how this goes, because this is absolutely nuts. Oh my God. Hold up. Look at her finger. Oh my God. This is so sad. Y'all, please be careful where you go and you get your nails done. Oh my fucking God. That just made me not want to get my nails done next week. Oh my God. Oh, I guess it didn't really go the way she wanted. I'm crying out to God to help me with these hard times. Woo! Honestly, I'm happy she's finding humor in this. This is sad. This really is. I would love, again, to hear your nail horror stories down below, because this shit just be getting crazy out here.
I swore I was never going to do this, But now that I've gathered myself, I've stopped crying, and I've talked to those closest to me, I'm gonna do this. I went to a nail salon that I've been to 3 times now to get my nails done, showed them the inspo pic, I'll put it up, and I left in tears. Spent 5, almost 6 hours of my day today. But the first time it took him 2.5 hours to achieve the style, and I left with this, and I'll insert the picture.
I shouldn't be laughing. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? Oh my god. This looks like the TV version of the design inspo. Wow. Yikes. This is nowhere near what you asked for, babes. I'm so sorry. This is crazy. What the hell? Oh.
I had to go to my client that was at 1, and I got there at 10:25. It was now 12:40, so I need to make it to my client at 1, go to my client, and then I text him and say I have to come back to get my nails fixed, after paying $160.
$160 for the fuck what? Y'all need to learn to speak up exactly when this shit happens and not, like, you know, go back and do this back and forth with these people, because that's when the problem arises. Oh, well, you paid for it. Oh, well, you tipped too. Oh, well, you left and you ain't say shit. Like, no, this is how they be getting y'all.
For the nails, and I'll input what I paid for. And then I go back, and he works another hour on my nails. And I finally just say, scratch it, let's just skip the design, and let's just do all red French tip. Fast forward to me, time to leave. I ask for some type of refund because I was charged for an acrylic gel full set. I was charged for extra long nails, shape, and then I was also charged for design. Then I was also charged for French tip, and then I also was charged for two-tone.
Damn, did they charge you for breathing too? What the fuck? Did they charge you for walking in? Because what? Like, what is all the, that's insane. Like, I feel so bad for those of you guys that have to deal with nail salons like this, because that's insane. All those charges, like, over here, they really only charge for the set and the design. Like, what do you mean they charge you for two-tone and the design? The two-tone is part of the design, and it's not even extra long. They charging you for extra long nails that's not even extra long. Boy, oh boy, these people are so greedy.
They told me I was charged for two-tone because my skin tone doesn't match the picture. My skin tone is not pink. And this is what I'm this is the final result. And when asking for a partial refund, not a full refund, when asking for a partial refund for 2 of the design charges, the design charge, and I'll put the receipt, the design charge, and then I asked for a refund for the two-tone because I was not understanding the two-tone when I already am paying for French tip, which is two-tone. And I also talked to 2 other nail techs and also looked it up, and French tips are the same as a two-tone charge. So why am I being charged twice? And he said the reason why I was charged two-tone is because my skin tone. That is his words verbatim.
That is the stupidest shit I've ever heard of in my fucking life. I would have not paid that shit. They would have had to call the po-po for me, because that isn't, please let me know if they do this in your area too, because I've never heard of anything like that.
And so I guess if you're any other color other than pasty white, then you're getting charged a two-tone fee if you go to this nail place. And my skin tone is not pink. And the picture that I said for inspo was not pink. It was French tip, clear, white. And I'm okay with it not matching my skin tone 100%. I asked for French tip, red French tip. The picture was shown. And then I end up getting all these charges, and he's, you know, at this point he's raising his voice at me, saying that I should have specified that I wanted French tip. I did say French tip and then tortoise shell, but the tortoise shell that I got was not tortoise shell. It was giving black splattered. So then
It's the audacity. She showed you the photo. Was that not a French tip? It's funny because I actually have a yellow French tip right now. I had zero issues with this. This is actually one of my favorites. It's growing out now. I need to get a filling. That's why I keep saying I'm scared to get a filling because these stories are actually scaring me. But yeah, I believe this is like clear pink. But even at that, it's like, I don't understand. Like, they don't charge for two-tone out here. That's like mad crazy. Like, you just pick your French tip color. Some people go nude, some people do clear, some people do pink clear. I usually do pink clear. I'll be damned if they try to charge me some shit like that.
It resolved with him trying to make the nail tech pull out a $20 bill out of his pocket to give me back. And I said, I'm not taking $20 from the nail tech. I tipped him $22 because of his time. And he said, well, since you're a service provider, the owner, since you're a service provider, you should know that this is going to be taken out of his check anyways. And I said, actually, I don't do commission. I do booth rent. But either way, that's not my problem. And he goes, well, he spent 5 hours on your nails today. Again, that's not my problem. He should have known by the picture that that was out of his criteria, and he would have let me know. Or he could have let me know to pick a different design or go to a different nail tech. Simple as that. We could have avoided this whole situation. But now I have bloody cuticles, acrylic on my cuticles, chunky, thick nails. And it looks like I need a fill already because the gap from here to where my acrylic is laid. And they were not going to give me no type of refund. I ended up just leaving the store in tears because I had to go to another client and I was not going to be late to my clients because of this. So I had to go to another client. So I ended up just leaving. But like I said, I'm a service provider as well. And if my client came to me, and I even told this to them, if my client came to me unhappy, I would do what I could to rectify the situation and not argue and not talk about skin tone and not talk about what I coulda, shoulda, woulda did. I would have owned up and said, oh yeah, this is out of my range of artistic ability, and I would have passed it on to the next one. Or I would have simply just said, no, I can't do that. Is there something else you would like to get done in my artistic ability?
Honestly, that's what you're supposed to do. I don't feel like there's anything wrong with trying to be ambitious and doing a design or doing a service that you've never done before, but you need to let the client know, like, hey, I've never done this before. This might be my first time, or, you know, I'm not comfortable doing this, but I'll try for you. If you don't like it, you know, I'll charge you half, or, you know, I won't charge you at all. It has to be something that you tell people. Like, even me, right? So I do dance classes, right? I do dance services. I help with weddings, all this shit, right? And if they ask, like, hey, we want to do, what's something I don't really do like that? Tango. I can't tango for shit. I can't tap and I can't tango. But everything else, pretty much in my wheelhouse. If someone comes to me and they're like, oh, we want a tango first dance, I don't even think I'm going to attempt it. But if I felt like I could, I'd be like, listen, we going to try. I'm going to do what I can. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, I'll charge you half. Like, you should not be doing what you can't do. And if you are going to try to attempt, the person needs to know that this is an attempt and they might not like it. And, you know, just in case, they get a discount. That's how it should be done. This right here, fucked up as hell. Like, and they saw the design. He saw he couldn't do it. So there's no excuse for this.
So now my hands feel like they're getting hammered on. They're bloody, cut up, all the above. I'll put the pictures. I'll put the receipt. And I guess I'm just letting y'all know, don't go to T20 in Richland, Washington. And I didn't even bring up the fact, and I almost wasn't going to bring up the fact, but now that I'm sitting here talking about this, I should bring up the fact that during my appointment, my nail tech decided to let me know he likes to eat his wife out. And that she wants to find someone to have a threesome for her birthday coming.
First of all, my virgin ears, what in the world is going on? Y'all are some crazy ass business owners out here. Why do you think that's appropriate, bro? Like, child, everything's going down the drain. Education, business, services, Jesus.
Yeah. Because that was my business. And that was the topic of discussion that he wanted to bring up while I was getting my nails done. I wasn't even going to bring that up. But now we're here. And there was also somewhere a comment about how you know, even though mixed girls have white skin, there is black. He said where the sun don't shine is always black and tan, even though their skin isn't. I should have left there, but I had my nails halfway on. And it's one of those moments where you're in shock that, like, is this even happening to me? So that was my experience today.
That is so distasteful and disgusting. Like, and I believe it too, only because I have had some crazy ass stories. There's some stories that will never touch the internet because it's just like, did this really happen? Let me know if you guys have ever had traumatic experiences to which you completely forget because they were that traumatic, and like your brain just kind of like starts to forget details almost immediately because your body's just like, I don't even want to remember this shit happened. It happens to me all the time. And it makes me mad because sometimes I'm like, yo, this would make a good story. But sometimes I'm like, ooh, I need to forget that. And that would have been a situation, if it would have happened to me, where I would have been like, I don't want to remember that shit at all.
Try so hard not to cry because I don't want to be dramatic, but I am convinced that Atlanta is the home of the scammers, even down to the nail techs, the nail salon. I've been getting my nails done for the past 4 years in Mexico. When I tell you, if a nail breaks while I am in the States, I will do without. I've been in the States for the past 15 days. My birthday is on Friday. Broke a nail yesterday. So I'm like, okay, I broke a nail. I need to get a nail fix. This is where I go. I was at the Ulta. Right there. As I'm driving, I know my nails broken. So I'm like, let me stop at this shop right here, this nail shop, Nail Talk. I don't know what kind of nails they could be talking about, but it ain't these nails. It ain't. I get there and I told the lady, I just need to get this nail fixed. She says, go to table number 9. You're going to speak to Helen. I see Helen. I'm like, hey, Helen. I'm also on the phone talking to my friend. Helen keeps asking me, you just want to get a fill-in? I said, no, thank you, Helen. I just want to get this nail fixed. She's like, you sure? I say, Helen, I'm sure. By the 5th time, I'm like, Helen, I just told you I'm in here to get this thumb fixed because it is now, at that point, it was like 2 something. Y'all know Atlanta traffic gets crazy around 3 o'clock. She said, well, I could get you a fill-in for $70. $70 fill-in, and I'll get you out in less than 30 minutes. Like the fool that I am, I'm like, So you said $70, any design I want, and you can get me out in 30 minutes?
Be careful with businesses that sound, look, and act desperate. That's desperation. The fact that you only came there to fix a nail and they're offering you like practically a free service, like, and honestly impossible. You cannot get a full set done in 30 minutes. The fastest I've ever had a full set done was like maybe 45 to 50, but 30 minutes, especially since you already have nails on, absolutely not. Maybe if you came in with a fresh, like, you know, nothing on, but like, yeah, be careful. The more desperate they sound, the more stupid the service is going to be. I've definitely learned that lesson the hard way. This right here is absolutely like, I feel so bad for y'all. Like, this is, Chad, I don't think my stories are half as bad as this. Like, these stories right here take the cake. These are definitely the worst ones I think I've reacted to in terms of nail horror stories.
Minutes. But here I am. I'm still like, you know what? Maybe she's a different type of nail tech. I don't know. Maybe they got new tools that allow them to get you in 30 minutes or less. I don't know. So I'm like, you know what? Helen, let me show you my design first. She sees the design and she says, okay, we can't do it for $70. We can do it for $80. That's $10 more. I'm like, girl, okay. This is the design. Also, if you on Instagram always looking for nail designs, follow Press by Charlotte _ don't know her. I get my nail designs from her page. Y'all, she said, okay, $80, we can do that in 30 minutes. She's removing the nail polish. And as soon as she removes all the nail polish, she gets up and says, okay, I have to go and do a pedicure now, but Victor's going to take care of you. I don't know.
You got me fucked up. I hate when they do that. I really hate, especially like when they be shuffling you around between different people. I didn't come here for different people. I came here for you. You started my nails, finish it. Oh my God. That is the surefire way to not get a tip, because at that point, who am I tipping? Am I tipping you? Am I tipping the second person, the third person, the fifth? Like, who am I going to tip? Because that shit, oh my God. Like, oh, that's surefire way to never see me again.
Why something told me to ask Victor. I said, Victor, this is the design I want. How much would you charge for this? Victor says $120. I said, Victor, baby, you just need to get up. I didn't say it like that. I said, Victor, I no longer want you to do my nails if it's going to be $120. Can we get Helen? Because Helen is charging $80. Helen's now doing a pedicure for a man and his wife. I said, Helen, Can you please come in for a quick second? I'm so sorry, y'all. I know she's doing your pedicure, but I have a quick question for her. The man.
I have a question now for you guys, because I feel like when you work at a shop, the price is the price. I never heard of techs being able to set their own prices for different stuff. I really want to know if that's something that happens where you guys are from, because I've never seen it happen like that. Especially because I've had multiple people in one shop and then my nails always stay the same. I'm very basic. Like, this is the most I do. Like, I usually just get one color and call it a day. And the color is usually nude or pink. Like, I'm very basic. And I always pay $75 each time. If I do have a little design or whatever, it might be like 80, 85, depending. I'm so fucking confused right now. What? So certain nail techs charge different prices in a spot. Interesting to know.
I was like, man, he jokingly was like, man, you stop in my show. And I was like, and him and his wife knew what that meant. Helen speaks to them, and then she says to me, oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know the prices. I thought $80. So I said, well, Helen, and I got real close to Helen. Was where y'all are right now. I got close and I said, Helen, if you didn't know the prices, why did you say $70 and then $80 when I show you the design? What they do, I'm assuming with these scam artists, is they take your nail polish off. So now your nails are naked. And now you got to get them done. They don't know me too well. Because, baby girl, I will go with my regular nail for my birthday. I don't care. I was like, well, let me just get my stuff and skedaddle. And so she was like, oh, no. How about $90? My friend who's on the phone is like, okay, if they doing $90, it's your birthday anyway, we'll go half. I'll send you $45 right now. So I'm like, all right, cool. $45 it is. And I sit down. Yo.
It's your friend and you not having discernment for me. Like, come on. This is a fucking grift. Like, they're trying to scam both of you. Well, they didn't really know anything about your friend, but like, come on, bro. Like, this is some fucked up shit. For them to give you one price and keep marking it up and up and up and basically not be able, I'm very sure they weren't able to execute, because judging from your nails and judging from the fact that you're doing the story time, it's just like, I really wish you would have left sooner. Oh my God.
Victor was trying to redeem himself, but Victor, this is what I asked for. This is what I got. Look at this. And this is after them doing it a second time. Because the first time they did it, it was worse than this. And I was like, listen, look, there's pink from my previous nails still on my nail. Look at this flower. No, I'm the type of person where I'm like, you know what? Let me at least pay you for your time, even if I'm dissatisfied. I know people who will just walk.
Oh my God. Why do y'all keep doing this? We need to stop doing this. No good service, no pay. Period.
Out. I got a cousin that will just walk out. But me, I'm always like, no,
I would walk
what?
out.
This is for the time. What happened to the 30 minutes, Helen? What happened to the 30 minutes, Helen? So I told the lady was like, you like your nails? And I said, definitely not. I don't even care if people say, oh, but the nails don't look that bad. Number one, right? I care about the fact that, number one, they tried to scam me. You started off with 70. I showed you the design and you was like 80, which was cool with me. And then the nails jumped up from $80 to $120. Y'all, look how I'm yelling in the phone. I don't ever complain about stuff. Even when I have issues, I always just say, you know what? Pay people for their time. Pay them for their customer service. I still paid. You know, I'm the fool. Because red flag number one, there was nobody else in there. Red flag number two is when she said she could do a fill-in in 30 minutes. Like she's some superhero nail tech. These scammers in Atlanta, it's just like, I just can't. I can't.
This is really fucking bad. Like, yo, this shit look like a bad art project. I mean, I'll give them credit. I feel like the middle finger and the thumb doesn't look too horrendous, but the rest of it looks really freaking bad. Like, it looks like Sage did her nails. Okay, my cat could have probably did a better job. I probably could have did a better job, and I'm not a nail tech. This right here is so unfortunate. And I hear so many stories like this all the time, in person, on the internet. Like, shit, I've had some crazy stories, but that would have really pissed me off. I would have def left as soon as they raised the price the first time, because no, you gave me one price. No, I ain't paying more than that. And this, I don't even think this is worth more than 40. This ain't worth shit, to be honest with you. This ain't worth a damn. Like, this is really, really bad. Like, I really hope that we start, like, literally not paying for bad service. Like, I need y'all to understand, if you don't like a service, do not pay for it. I don't give a fuck if they call the cops. Like, take that shit to court if you need to. But This right here is insane. And I know a lot of people are probably like, oh, well, that's extra. I don't want to have to go to court for some basic shit. Okay, then don't come and complain later because you went and you paid for a service that you genuinely didn't like. That's just the bottom line. Like this, oh my God. This is actually bad. It's not the worst I've seen, but it is pretty bad. So with that being said, like I said, please comment down below. I would love to hear your horror stories. I can't remember where my stories are with my nail horror stories. I might literally only have one or two. If I remember, I will try to link it down below. If you don't see it, just call me out in the comment section and I'll try to go find it and leave it to you guys. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting. Again, if you are in New Jersey and you are interested in taking my classes, again, I'll be doing hip hop classes every Tuesday at 8 o'clock in Belleville, New Jersey. Again, everything you need is in the lovely QR code on the screen. Additionally, please follow me on Instagram for more content. Again, remember, we have that $1 7-day Patreon trial that is going on right now. I really hope you guys do enjoy it. You literally get access to everything for 7 days for $1. And literally the most expensive Patreon tier is only $5. So thank you guys so much if you are on the Patreon or if you are an investor, and follow the other channels. Again, everything you need is going to be in the QR code. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I'm gonna see y'all in the next video. Bye.